Max Holloway. You know, that's a hard booking. That's a very complicated booking for me. If I had the job of finding Max's next opponent, I'm in a hard spot. I realize you could default to the obvious, which is let's keep him out, let's have him do nothing, and he just takes on the winner, Volkanovski versus Ortega. I realize that that makes sense and that, okay, everything's fine if you were to choose to do that. I'm saying in light of that, and I never know that that's a good bet, man. I never know when that's a good bet. If Volkanovski goes out there and beats Ortega, then you're putting Max in a fight with a guy who's already beat him twice, at least according to the 6 judges in total that were combined. It sure wasn't how I had it, but okay. We're going to go into a trilogy fight when these guys didn't split? I don't know. What happens if Max wins? We go, well, he should have won the whole time, or no? Then you got to give Volkanovski the opportunity. What happens if Volkanovski loses that one too? Now they're 2 apiece. Do we go into the 5th fight? I mean, it's one of these things. I don't feel that that's an ideal answer. That's an ideal matchup. I don't feel that that's an ideal answer. And what if Ortega beats Volkanovski? We've already seen Ortega versus Max. So it's one of these spots that, even though that does seem as though, particularly if you were observing the rankings, and particularly if you come from the standpoint that I came, which is Max never should have been, that belt never should have come off of Max's waist in the first place. Not once, but twice. Never should have. I thought he won both of those fights. I don't choose to revisit that. I choose to ask, should Max wait to revisit that? Oh, and by the way, what happened if something happens with Ortega Volkanovski that is so through the roof, it's like Figueiredo and Moreno, and Dana goes, whoa, we got to run this one back. Then what do you do with Max, who you've already kept on ice? So I'm choosing to come at this from the perspective that Max is not going to sit out, not be the number 1 contender. What do you do with him? And 145 pounds has 2 great options right now. Great ones. It's got 3 in total, but that's if you include Yair. But Yair got put out. Something happened, a whereabouts. Something happened with USADA, and he's out. He's in red tape for like 9 more months. Okay, fine. Take him out of it, because that would be great. Max versus Yair would be great. You got Zabit in the mix somewhere. Zabit very clearly doesn't want to fight Max, for me. So maybe we got to take Zabit out. But I think you've got the Zombie. I don't think that fight's going anywhere. And I don't think just because Zombie got beat by Ortega that we just throw our hands up and go to hell with it. That's a fight. Makes a high level of sense with 2 high-level ranked guys who can both go out there and defend themselves. If Max looking to be busy. And then you have the outside option. And the outside option is to go back and revisit the precedence that was beginning to be set with Max and 155 pounds. Does Max go insert himself in some kind of a Dustin, in some kind of a Conor? I mean, it seems as though this would be a very good time. If Max is looking for something to do and he wants to stay busy and he needs a motivation, if those things are true, he needs a motivation to get in the gym and train, call up Dana and say, Dana, I would like to be the backup fighter. I will do everything right. I will train. I will be prepared. I will fly to Fight Island. I will get on the scale. I will be in compliance with the commission. If anything happens to Dustin or Conor, I'm going in. That would be a good way to find something to do in the meantime. And Max, if you guys will recall, was so busy. Was it 2019 when Max had like 4 title fights? So we could be in a different spot where Max is going, whoa, Chael, quit talking. I'm looking forward to this break. I am motivated to have quit trying to take my break away from me. Okay, option number 5. Perhaps that one has to also be considered, but I think when you're looking at Max and you're looking at this level of domination, Max is now hurting people. Max is now beating people up. He's not just winning fights. Max is hurting people. It has to be an appropriate matchup with somebody who can take care of themselves for up to 25 minutes, right? I mean, you see where it starts to be a little bit problematic when you are revealed just how good a guy is. Which is where taking him out of the weight class all of a sudden starts to look a little bit better. I think you combine the two. If I'm Max, or if I was in Max's spot, That's how I'll word it. I would call Dana and say, I want to be the backup fighter. I'm going to go to training camp. I'm going to prepare for that. If anything happens, I'm stepping in. Oh, by the way, when I'm done, I'm going to come right back to my number one contendership at 145. We got a deal?